Hi folks, and welcome back to Dune Awakening. So, this is now episode 3 of our live playthrough, and in the last episode we went out and we did the first trial of Ackle, which taught us the ability to make a Stillsuit. It was then telling us that we had to go and visit a water-sealed cave and get the ingredients. When I've logged in today, that quest has ticked over. So it must have now decided that, oh wait a minute, you've already been to one of those caves, because the cave with sort of silvery shield over the doorways. So it's now asking us to craft materials for a Stillsuit, or harvest materials for a Stillsuit. And it wants us to get 165 metal, some plant fibre and some copper ore. So first of all, I'm going to put my helmet back on. I'm going to top up my water. Let's drink and drink. There we go. Right, oh, in fact, no. Before we do that, something very important. Let me see, decorations, there. We need to get this in place. So this is a terrarium of Muad'Dib, and it's an item that you get as part of the early pre-order sales. And a little terrarium with a little Muad'Dib in it. There's a little decoration for your house. Really buries itself in the sand. Really cool. Right, let's go. Right, first of all, we need a bunch of plant fibre and metal. That's easy. There's loads of that around. There's some loose metal. Let's gather that. There's some plant fibre. There's some more plant fibre. There we go. We've done the plant fibre. There's always a crashed, usually a buggy. There's some more scrap metal there, just here. So we're going to harvest that too. Let's see, so we scan it, one piece will show up, and then scan it again, another piece, and then again, and another piece, and again, and another piece. There we go, got 124 now. Somebody has started building a... Interesting. Wonder how well that works, because obviously you've got a shield, so there's no walls on that base. But you got... in fact, is there shield even up? The generator doesn't appear to be running. It's got no power. So yeah, the shield is down, so that is going to decay. Maybe that already has decay. That's maybe pieces that have disappeared away with the sandstorm coming in. Right, this blue nose here is copper. So we need to get some of that. It's not lined up properly. Come on, there we go. Bit there. Oh, we only needed to get 12 officially. That'll be the minimal required, but we'll need a bunch more copper. So let's just get all these nodes here. Bit of copper there, bit there. Get that. And we'll get this one too. There we go. Alright, a little bit more plant fibre. Piece of copper there. Right, if we run round the corner here, outside, we're right next to, oh my dear, they've built a interesting base there. This area just over here, our base is just over there. You can just see our sub-fief just glowing over there. This is the Imperial testing station. And there are lots of scrap metal-y bits outside. Here we go. That. Okay, that was enough scrap metal. Let's grab power fuel cells as well. Any more? Any more for any more? There's some more there. There's actually loads of scrap just outside. That's the testing station in there, but all around here there's loads of scrap that you can cover. Right, back to base. We've got all the stuff we need to do. Return to your base and drink water from the blood purifier, it says. Okay. Research the fabricator, construct or interact with a fabricator. Right, so we've got to build our little 3D printer now. Watch out for those spotlights. That's Sardaukar ships. They're scanning at night time with their spotlights, and if they catch you in your spotlights, they send down a squad of Chom mercenaries to attack you. Right, in we go. Hey Modeep, how are you? Right, so we need to drink first. I'm not sure why we have to do that. No, we hold down the button to drink. Okay. Now, research fabricator. Scroll down. There it is. Confirm. I'll put it over here. Y. No, not Y. 6. And go to our placeables, fabricators. There we go. Move it away from the wall a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now what do we want to do? Fabricate a stillsuit. Fabricate a complete scavenger stillsuit. Equip the scavenger stillsuit. Okay, so these utilities, they can pull from the chests. So if we look here, where does it tell you? Here. The storage tab, it can pull from a circuit, and you can set it. If you want to have items in certain chests that only certain machines can access, you could put them in a certain circuit. But if we put that to circuit 1, they'll output anything they output to storage will go to circuit 1 as well. And if I check my chests over here, they are set to the same. They can be pulled from circuit 1, and things will pull from circuit 1. Where did I get them from? Interesting. Let me chuck them in. That's the items out of the water sealed caves. That orange icon with the cave means that's where you get them from. So EMF generators and micro sandwich fabric is the 2 items that we got from the cave. Okay. Equip scavenger stillsuit. So we need to craft it first. So under water tab there is the stillsuit. So we'll make a mask. 1 fabric. We'll make a bodysuit. So the suit is the chest and the legs in one piece. So craft that. We'll need gloves. Craft that. And we'll need boots. Craft that. Right, just have to wait for them to craft now. Okay, the pieces are crafted, so let's gather them. And now, we can equip them.
Impressive, Off-worlder. Just remember, if you didn't connect the tubes between the caths and the thigh pads just right, you'll be drinking your own liquefied feces. And that does not count as hydration, by the way. I have good news, Off-worlder. My leg has recovered enough that I will risk it to move forward. I know a place in your sector where we can meet. Craft a survey device so you can figure out how to get there and join me.
Okay, the stillsuit is a body-enclosing garment that mitigates hydration loss by giving protection from elements and filtering reclaimed wastewater. Stillsuits collect water in tube-accessed catch pockets while worn. The water can be consumed to restore hydration. And it's F to drink from the catch pocket. So if you look at the hydration meter down on the bottom left-hand corner now, as well as the big blue bar, there is a thin bar next to it with the letter F above it, and that will slowly fill up as we move about. That will be our wastewater getting collected in those catch pockets, and we can use F to drink from it. So really good for travelling distance, or going, like if you're going out on a mining expedition. But if we check the character stats, armor wise it's pretty poor, so it's not really useful for fighting. Okay, right, let's put our other armor in a chest, because we'll probably need that later. I'll also come to here and go F to drop. Oh, its storage is full. I can't remember if I spoke about this before, but this is an interesting feature on Dune Awakening storage. On like the likes of Conan Exiles, if your chest has got 10 slots, you can have 10 and like stone goes up to 500. You could have 10 slots of 500 stone. No problem at all. Something really heavy. However, you also have, in Dune Awakening, this volume meter. So, although you've got 10 slots, it can only hold a certain volume of items and everything, which is kind of its weight, and everything has different volumes. So you could have a load of plant fibre because it's light. So that whole stack of plant fibre is 35, that stack is 50, and it can only hold 250 volume max. So we can't put any more stuff in here because it's maxed out. If I take all the copper, I've collected a lot of copper. If I take the copper out, you see it's gone down. I can then put the metal and the plant fibre in. So we've filled it out due to the maximum weight limit. Okay, if we was to put that in here, you can see the weight of these parts is practically nothing, 8. If we drop that in, boom, 88, so it'll fit in there. The other thing I don't think I mentioned is in here, the fuel power generator, you can hold a certain amount of fuel cells in it, and I believe each fuel cell, oh it tells you there, each fuel cell lasts 1 hour in real time. This is running all the time, whether you're logged in or not. So that'll protect your base and give it a shield for 1 hour. So you have a whole pile of cells in it, so we can deposit the cells that we've got. It's now up to 99%, which gives us a total uptime of 20 days, 17 hours and 1 minute. So basically, that shield will run for approximately 21 days, so 3 weeks. After the shield has gone down, it'll take about a week for your base to decay because it's no longer protected from a sandstorm. So basically, you've got 4 weeks to play. If this is a sort of decay feature, so if somebody stops playing, in 4 weeks' time, essentially their base will be disappeared off the map and be available to claim again. But as long as you come back in here and put in power cells to keep that running, your base is protected forever. Okay, right, we need to research a small ore refinery now. So scroll down, there is the small ore refinery, research that. And presumably craft one. Construct or interact with it, yes. So 6 refineries, and then we've got 2 refineries, blood and small ore. So you can see it kind of lines up that way. So sort of the wrong way around, but you interact with the end of it. So let's put it in here. We'll spin it around 90 degrees. And place it like that. So I guess you would, if you had multi them, you would actually have them lined up properly. We only have one, but you have to interact with this end. So refine 12 copper ore. We have a whole bunch of copper in our storage that it can pull from, so we can do a maximum of 100. Let's do that. Let's start refining copper ore. But we need 12 of them. Meanwhile, we're going to research the surveying kit. Hopefully this doesn't break it that we haven't got. Oh, we're not allowed to. It's locked out. Oh, there it goes. We've refined it now. It's now unlocked. Research. Cool. Does that mean... Oh no, it's only done a few, but it's working away. It's refining away. Right. Fabricate a survey probe launcher. So, survey is in this tab here. The purple icons tell you there's something new to learn. And there's the survey probe launcher, which needs 2 copper ingots and 1 EMF generator. Craft that. And we're also going to need a survey probe, which just needs a copper ingot. Craft that. There we go. Right, let's take the probe.
Did you get a probe
and the launcher.
Made? Good. Static discharge from the sandstorms makes map data extremely unreliable on Arrakis. But if you can get it high enough, a handheld probe can gather enough local data to give you a snapshot of the region. Climb somewhere high and fire off the probe. Just don't let the Sardaukar spot you.
Okay, so firing a survey probe will fully reveal an area on the map by exposing locations, collectibles, hazards, resource distribution, and topography. So on our map at the moment, we've got a cloud of war, sand of war, we'll call it, round about it, obviously it would be a fog of war normally, but we've got a sand cloud that's covering it up. We can see the places we've went to, or at least been to. The grey means we've been to it, but we haven't actually completed it, or been in it. It colours it in. So we've been to that one, we've been to that one. These grey ones, we've located them on the map, but not actually completed them. But only got some of them, and only in the ones that we've uncleared. So we now do a survey to get the other ones. So, we need to climb to high ground to fire off the probe. Okay. Now we've fully hydrated to give us as much stamina as possible to get up here. Up we go. Get through that gap. Oh. Come on, I want to go up. Oh no. There we go, that's better. Oh, there's a sub-thief up here. Interesting. Right, 8. Are we high enough? We're not high enough, we need another 15 meters. Oh, that's great, because there's nothing around here that's 15 meters higher. Okay, I'll have to move over to a different piece of rock, like that one over there. Get down. Managed to catch on. Can I get over there without falling? Yes, I can. Will this be high enough? Right up here. No, 1 meter. Really? Is this a meter? It is. Right, it's going to take 20 seconds to do it. Scanning the area. You can see the scans going around. There's a camp on top of that. 4, 3. Go.
Very good. I'm going to the Griffin's Reach Tradepost. Come and find me there. Just remember to be careful crossing the sands. Move from rocky ground to rocky ground. Learn how far you can move on sand before the worm comes. And remember, look both ways before you cross the desert.
Okay. Right. Trade posts, you can find merchants for buying and selling, a contract board with employment opportunities, ornithopter pilots willing to transport you elsewhere, and a convenient shelter from storms. Okay. So if we look on the map now, it's uncovered a whole bunch of areas now. And one of them is over here, the Griffin's Reach trade post. We are here, there's our base, so we kind of have to work our way west over to that trade post over there, which is in that direction. Right. I need to try and get down without hurting myself too much. That was a little bit of... The fall damage is actually not too bad in this game, but if you fall too far, it's still going to hurt you. Yeah, that's an awful lot of overhang. That should be okay, and catch on, and then let go, and catch on. There we go, sorted. And then we can jump down there. Okay. Right, let's go. We need to run. So, I'm going to just... Let me see, where are we? We are here. I'm going to run along the outside of here. I'm going to run along the outside of here and come around here to that short gap there, because that's deep sand. And when I get there, we're going to take that short trip across there. But unless anything interesting happens, I'll bring you back when I get to that location. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, we can see it in the distance now. So we've come round to here. We've just got the short gap across the sand to this outcrop here. And luckily, the shadow, although it's the middle of the day at the moment, the shadow is going right across to it. So I can run across here. Okay, that wasn't a problem. We'll run round the back of these buildings so we can stay in shadow. Don't want to get A, we don't want to get sunstroke, and B, we don't want to get our water taken away. Okay. Not much of a shadow from there, but we now need to get up. And lots of people building bases around here. Quite a popular spot. Right, into the shadow. Sun meter going down. Up here somewhere. Up. Up. There it is, up here. So once we get to the point where we've got a sand bike, we'll be able to park the sand bike in this garage.
Softworlder, it seems my fame precedes me even here, at the arse end of the Haga Basin. Your Emperor's lackey, Count Fenring, has put an obscene bounty on my head. And while I'm flattered to be his great boogeyman, the added attention is making life complicated. Take a look around. There's a contract on the board that might interest you, but be careful. Civilized men are not to be trusted.
Okay, so as I was saying, so Santara's not actually going to meet us here after all, but as I was saying, this is a little garage, and you can park your bike, so this belongs to somebody, this one belongs to somebody as well, and if a sandstorm comes along, the doors shut and protect the bike from the sandstorm. Equally, if you go into the trade post, these doors will also shut, so if there is a sandstorm, you'll be protected in here. Okay, right, so first thing we want to do is pick up the contract in scrap metal chain from the contract board. This is the contract board. So E to open, and we've got the scrap metal one here, copper required. Attention, scrap collectors, miners, prospectors. There is money to be made from delivering copper ore to Griffin's Reach trade post. Note, due to previous bad experiences, payment will be made upon complete delivery. No advances, no partial payments, no promises of delivery tomorrow or payment today. If you find these conditions too restrictive, you can thank our friend Nazir. Apparently Nazir is somebody from Dune lore. A few people have picked up on that. By the way, you still owe me a load of copper, quality copper ore, Nazir. Right, we will get 150 XP, 1500 Solari, and the chain, this is a chain quest, will award a unique tool at the end. Objective, copper required, deliver 40 copper ore to Griffin's trade post. Accept. Deliver items, we don't have anything to deliver yet, so we can go outside. It says deliver, it's handily, although it's out in the sun. Discovered Gavuri. Should have actually gathered some of this on the way up here. Forgot to do that, because there is a copper node. We get our cut array out. We'll grab the loose bits. Scan that. Cut that. And we got 40 copper from that. 43 copper altogether. So we have what we need. Let's run back inside. Again, trying to stay in the shadow. Reduce the sun. In we go. And hand it in. So, deliver items. Drop that over there. It'll deliver the 40. Deliver. Contact issuer. Finally, I've waited weeks for that copper. It's damn hard trying to run an efficient scrap business when the quality of salvage contractors keep dropping. Nothing but unreliable slackers like that Nazir. He's probably passed out in a Semuta den somewhere? Anyway, you've proven you can deliver, so I might have some more work for you. Confirm. So, no more contracts at the moment. Okay. There's CPen88. Hello there. Buy a unique Hajara Litterjohn schematic from the merchant. Okay. The merchant is over here.
Hey, stop. I know the face of every sand-sucking bandit, scavenger, and merc from here to Harko, and I don't recognize you. So perhaps not.
I clicked it too quickly.
Well, the
I
rules
said
at
nothing.
Griffin's Reach are simple. You pay up front and don't cause trouble, or we'll toss you into the storms. Good?
Nod.
Name's Mir. I do the trading and the talking. My silent partner here does the fighting. And there's the contract board in the corner, if you need work.
Tell me about yourself.
I used to live on Rosek. For a long time, I thought it was the biggest shithole in the universe. So, I bartered my way off the planet.
You chose Arrakis?
Problem was, I was so desperate to leave Rosek, I thought anywhere would be better. Turns out I was wrong.
I'd like to talk about something else.
What's on your mind?
Does your partner speak?
No, he is quite mute. I don't know the how or why of it. The bastard can be quite reticent when he chooses to be.
How did you two meet?
He arrived one night with a patrol of Harkonnen house troopers. I offered them a place to sleep, but when I awoke, they were gone. But for Ihor.
Sounds like he deserted.
Ridiculous. The troop sergeant must have recognized the value of my establishment. As such, he left Ihor behind to protect their interests here.
Sounds like he was abandoned to himself. Okay, right, I'm here to trade. So there is the recipe. It is purple, which means it is unique. The number 1 means it, with that recipe, once you've learned it, you can make one of them. And then to make another one, you're going to have another of these schematics. So they're basically upgrades over the standard items, but you can only make one of them at a time, and if you want to make another one, you have to go and find the recipe again. This one you can just buy. We got Solari. We didn't take any with us. We got Solari for completing the copper contract, so that's why we've got some. So we've got enough to buy one. Let's buy one of them. You can buy other stuff, heal kits, chome off, so that's a expansion to your chome building set, the furniture set. Darts, welding wire, power packs. There's the uniforms. These are the items that you would normally buy these in the shipwrecks, and this is the research station icon. This is the moisture cave icon. So these are all these things that you could get from the POIs, but you could just buy them from here if you so wish. Don't know whether that means it stacks to 50 or whether you get 50 items for 750 Solari. We'll have to, once we get a bit more Solari, we'll have to do some tests on that. These tell you the ones that you've already owned. So I own a scrap knife, I own a power pack and a cutlery. But yeah, anything from the POIs, if you don't want to do the POIs, you can buy them from these traders at the outpost. But we're here to buy this. Buy it for 500. We just want one. Confirm. There we go. That is done. Many contracts require you to report into the contract issuer over the communet as a final step. If you don't contact the issuer immediately, you can always do this in the contracts tab by selecting the contract and clicking contact issuer. Okay, that's good to know. You don't have to always come back here, you can do it over your communet. Okay, pick up the contract scrap metal wrecking crew. We've got a new contract available to us. There we go. Both sides in this war are in constant need of replacement parts for damaged vessels. A good source of these parts are the wrecks of ships that didn't make it home. One of those, the Alcyon, came down not far from Griffin's reach. The wreck is sure to hold a Holtzman amplifier or two. If you can find one, I might be able to start a bidding war. So 350 XP and 2000 Solari for that. And we need to go to the wreck of the Alcyon, find the Holtzman amplifier, and then deliver it back here.
You're going to find, Offworlder, that Arrakis is a planet of unique opportunity. No former prisoner would ever have access to the military technology of the great houses. But with the war, chaos reigns. Ships crash and are shot down, sometimes spilling military-grade materials onto the sands. The Fremen know the ways of the desert and how to do a lot with very little. The Imperium, on the other hand, have infinite resources and the production capacity of countless worlds. Plunder them, Offworlder. There is a shipwreck near here. Slip inside and claim your share of the spoils.
Okay, so we've got a double quest now because the main quest wants us to go to the shipwreck and gather some plasteel microflora fibre and some mechanical parts, but also the contract wants us to go to the shipwreck. So we've got two things. So I guess we're going to the shipwreck next. But before we do that, I'm just going to show you some other things. In this corner, this wasn't in the open beta, or the beta weekend, this is an Omnithopter pilot.
You look a little lost, friend. You got somewhere you need to be. I can fly you there for a price.
So they can fly you.
Music to my ears. Where do you want to go?
So Haga Basin is here. Arakeen is the social hub of the Atreides. Harko Village is the social hub of the Harkonnen. And then obviously Nevermind. So they could fly you somewhere. If you don't have your own Ornithopter yet, you can use them to transport you to that location. That's the trader. And over here...
Look at the way you stand. No discipline, no confidence. I've killed 1,000 like you on the battlefield.
This is Gavuri, the trooper trainer. Right, I would benefit from some of that hard-won experience.
Well, a little respect with some good sense in the proportion. There's something here I can work with. But don't despair. Salvation is at hand. I can show you how to fight. I can teach you how to kill. And it will only cost you a little pain.
I want to learn from you.
Then listen closely. During the Battle of Arakeen, I was drugged and kept out of it by a group of conspirators. For the sake of my honor, I've spent the last 8 years tracking down and destroying them, one by one. Who knows how the Battle of Arakeen would have turned out if I hadn't been kept away. And now, I have reason to believe the conspirators are nearby. Track them down, kill them. My thirst for vengeance has been slaked by 1,000 flasks of cheap beer, but it is still my price for training.
Okay, so this is his little test that he's got for us in order to learn the trooper skill tree. And if we go and do this for him, we'll get 700 XP, 2,000 Solari, and it'll unlock the trooper skill tree. So this is what we wanted. We spoke about at the character creation. This is the easiest of the skill trees to get because he's in the first trade hub. The other ones are later on in the game. So that's why we did Mentat first, and we are learning trooper now. So accept contract, I will deal with him.
Do this for me, and I'll set your feet on the path of the trooper.
Goodbye. Right, so if we go to J for our journeys, if we go to the second tab and go to the contracts, you can see we've got the scrap metal one to go to the Alcyon. We've also got trooper basics to go and kill 3 people in 3 locations, and then come back to him to unlock that. We're not going to do that yet. That involves quite a bit of travelling, so we'll leave that till later on. We're going to keep the scrap metal one at the shipwreck. And there's one other person to speak to, which is I think around here. The guy's working on a buggy. Yes, there they are. This.
Please don't disturb me. I'm doing important field research.
So this is the representative of House Orgozaz, and we'll need to, later on in the game, we need to do tasks for them as part of the Lanzarat. So again, we'll leave that for us now. We'll come back to that later on. Right. I need to get home, I need to get gear sorted out, and I need to get water, and then in the next episode we will look at doing the shipwreck. But that's going to do it for today. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you liked the video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.